Started with the show. First query we have, VS Bhatt hails from Bengaluru and holds 75 shares of Strides Pharma at 650 a piece. Although Mr. Bhatt has not mentioned the time horizon, so I can see that he is sitting on a significant profit of 18,000 there. So Prashant, talking about the fundamentals of Strides Pharma in the pharma space, firstly talking about the pharma space in particular and this counter, how do you view it?
Overall, I think pharma as a sector, I am very much bullish. I think very soon we will be having good deal with the US, and pharma will be very much in the concession rate. This is my assumption on the industry. So again, the larger players will be mostly benefited who has a lot of exposure towards the US markets. But Stride, I don't think it has a lot of presence in the US as a services or product supply segment. But with respect to valuations, again, very much comfortable to have a buy position or a hold position on the current levels, at least with the target of a new all-time high, which is around 914. So overall target around for a short term would be 920 and medium term would be 980 to 1,000 rupees.
All right. Thank you so much, Prashant, for that. And Kunal, what's your sense on Strides Pharma? What are the charts suggesting?
Strides Pharma is looking good on the chart. Side consolidation will be seen in coming days. If a divergence between price and RSI is there, so a bit of consolidation will be seen. But overall, the trend looks great. It is trading above all its major EMA. That is really a good sign. Looking at the volumes are good on the buying side. That is again indicating a strong momentum. Talking about the DI directional fund is also showing some good signs. So it can be hold with a stop loss of 838 for an upward movement up to 980 to 1,000 odd levels.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for that. And now we have Suresh joining us on the phone line from Hyderabad. Hi, Suresh. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Hey, what's your question?
I'm holding the Bank of India.
Okay.
700 shares at 119.
Okay.
I have been holding these from May.
All right.
Okay. Can I add more for short term or for next 3 to 6 months?
Okay,
most
sure.
of the analysts are saying that PSU is the buzz now.
Yes.
Banks, moreover.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what Kunal has to say about this. Kunal, Suresh from Hyderabad holds 700 shares of Bank of India at 119 rupees a piece, and the stock is trading around those levels even now, and he bought them back in May. I want to know whether he can go ahead and buy more shares of the same counter because he wants to stay invested for the short term, say 6 months maybe, keeping that in mind. What would your suggestion be, and what does the chart structure suggest at the moment?
So I will suggest to hold the stock. I will recommend the stock to be hold for a time being till the time it is holding about 110 levels. As we earlier also said that we are bullish on PSUs and PSUs are looking great. We have seen other banks performing. Bank of India has lagged its performance, but still there is a momentum expected in Bank of India towards 150 odd levels. The stock is moving above all its major EMA. Anyhow, it is showing a good sign. Then volume is decent. RSI is trading in the upper range. So overall, a bullish setup is there. The stock can be hold and can be accumulated as well till the time it is holding above 110 levels.
All right. Thank you so much, Kunal, for that. Now we are joined by Amol on the phone line from Noida. Hi, Amol. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, how can I help you today?
Actually, I'm holding ICICI Prudential's 150 stocks at 634 average price.
Okay.
And today the stock was down by around 3%.
Yeah.
So I just want to know, is there any falling wedge or double bottom pattern can be seen on the technical charts? And can I see some 700 target near term?
Okay. So 700 is a target. It has. So Kunal rightly said the stock is moving in its downward trend currently, but for how long this is going to continue? Are you seeing any sort of bounce back on the charts, and do you see it reaching or crossing the 700 mark?
So on a minor term trend, the trend is negative, but the secondary trend is positive. The primary trend is negative. So overall, if you look, this is the momentum which is happening on a retracement way. If we talk about the pattern formation, yes, a double top pattern formation is being formed. A breakout below 620 can be seen. So this will be an early sign to say that the stock will go down. It can go upward as well because there is a higher high, higher low formation form on the pattern in the secondary time frame. So it is better to hold the stock with a stop loss of 620. Ahead, some momentum can be seen if it goes above 670 or 675 levels. Then we can expect the stock to move ahead above 700. As well as if it crosses above 700, it can move upward towards 730 levels.
Okay, all right. And now we have Subbarao joining us from Hyderabad again. Hi Subbarao, good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening. What's your question, Subbarao?
Madam, I have purchased Saregama at 582, 50 shares.
Okay.
With a short-term view, another 2 to 3 months. Now it's trading at 492, that range, 500 range. So my question is, can I hold it or sell it?
Okay, and when exactly did you purchase these 50 shares of Saregama?
Saregama roughly 10 days before, madam.
10 days before. All right. Okay. Kunal, our viewer Subbarao from Hyderabad holds 50 shares of Saregama, bought at 582 10 days ago, and the stock has slipped to 498 odd levels. In the past 1 year, the stock has had some kind of tepid movement with right now the returns being averaged out. What is your sense on Saregama as a technical, as far as the technical charts are concerned?
So Saregama from September 24 till now is trading in a range. So there is no such great momentum coming ahead as well. We might see the stock slipping downwards towards 440 levels as well. Currently, if we see the media sector has performance, still Saregama is not yet to perform that good. So overall, there will be a question mark. Again, talking about the volume side as well. Volume is depreciating. That is another sign which suggests that bulls are not ready yet to see some upward momentum. And talking about the RSI side as well, RSI, the momentum front is also sleeping. So this is all indicating some negative trend. If we look at the directional front, DI plus and DI minus is muting. So overall, the trend is flatted and we don't expect much higher momentum coming ahead as well. Till the time doesn't stop. Trade above 605 levels, we don't see the stock moving upward.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. And let's go across to a caller joining us from Hyderabad again. Hi, Ashok. Good evening.
Hi. I am holding Gulf Oil lubricant shares, around 25 shares at 1260.
Okay.
SD only I bought it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for medium term, less than a year.
Okay.
So can I add more, or if I can take an entry, what is the right level to add more?
Okay. And just confirming once again, you have 25 shares at 1260 a piece. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So currently it's hovering around the similar levels, 1266. So medium term outlook, but firstly I'd like to take your view, Prashant, on this Gulf Oil. When I look at the valuations, it's pretty attractive there when I compare it with its peers. But still, do you find it as an attractive and strong bet for a long-term investment purpose?
Obviously, yes. As a long-term investor, based on the valuations, one can start accumulating stock, but not at this price. Again, I think one should wait and watch for the Q1 earnings. There should be some kind of uptick in terms of margin improvement as well as on the top line. So then only there's a clear signal there would be some kind of good momentum, volume growth in the oil business. So yes, overall, fundamentally good company, decent company to start investing as a long-term investor. But again, every dip has to be bought.
Okay, and quickly, I'd like to take the technical view also on this. Kunal, what's your sense on Gulf Oil? And like Prashant said, that these just wait for the correct levels. So what are those levels in which an investor should actually look out for entering in the counter?
So I would suggest to enter the stock at level of 1,220 odd levels and near 1,170. So the accumulation can be done at 1,170 to 1,220 level when 20, 50, 100 EMI is placed. So overall a good support will be taken there. Again, the stock has given a breakout of its falling trend line on a weekly time frame. So momentum will be there in the stock in the coming days. Stock is well placed to trade near 1,450 odd levels in coming week as well. So overall the momentum is there. Any dip, as Prashant said, any dip should be used as a buying opportunity.
Okay, all right. And now we have Mahesh calling us from Mumbai itself. Hi Mahesh, good evening.
Yes, hi, good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead with your question. How can we help you?
Yeah, my query is regarding transformers and rectifiers.
Okay.
I hold about 425 shares at the average price of 519.
Okay.
I've purchased these over the last 3 months or so. Looking at the current levels, I want to get a fundamental view. How is the stock placed in the next 6 months to 1 year?
Okay, all right. Prashant, our viewer from Mumbai, holds 425 shares of transformers and rectifiers bought at 519 rupees a piece. The stock has again slipped down to 470 odd levels, and he's asking whether he can continue to hold them for the next 6 months to 1 year time. What is your sense on transformers and rectifiers in terms of the valuations that it is currently trading at, and also how does it look as compared to its peers in the space?
Currently placed very well in terms of valuations. I think the industry is around trading around 50 to 60p, and even this company is trading at a 60p forward. By looking at the ROCs and ROEs, I think which are leveling almost 25% and above, so that gives this stock to trade on a premium zone. But obviously, numbers are good, margins are improving. If you see Q4 earnings, they have improved. Best EBITDA margins of almost 19%, which was the highest in last 20 quarters. So that gives me a lot of confidence. Coming quarters will be better than this. At least they can maintain this 18-19 EBITDA margins. So at least the viewer can get back its cost of investing right now and look for good momentum forward. So overall, for me, it's an advice to hold the stock and buy more on dips.
Okay, so buy more on dips on transformers and rectifiers. That's the view coming in from our fundamental expert. Now let's go across to a caller joining us from Kerala. Hi, Hemachandran. Good evening.
This is Hemachandran.
Yes.
See, I am holding ESAF Bank, small finance bank, no? ESAF Bank, small finance. Holding about 250 shares, and it is holding about 32, I think, today's values.
Yeah.
I have bought it with an average of 52. What's the chances of this price escalation? About it will go up, or it will still hold in 32 or in 30 level?
Yeah, and are you a long-term investor or a short-term investor?
I am having both of it. So to what level I should hold, whether I should hold it for a long time or I should wait for a bit more and sell it.
Okay, understood. So firstly, I'd like to take Prashant's view on this. Prashant, how are you viewing ESAF as small finance bank in this space in particular? How well is this particular counter positioned, and do you have any top picks there in the similar space?
No, I have a contra view in terms of the small banking finance companies. Very much negative in terms of near-term as well as long-term outlook. The way how the larger banks or the larger PSU banks are performing right now, I think the way aggressively the private banks are doing now, small banking finance will face a lot of pressure in the industry right now. And obviously, all the companies like Ujjivan Finance, Equitas, everybody is currently trading at a very expensive valuation. So better to have a shift towards PSU banks as well as private banks that can give you better return. Small banking finance as a sector will face a lot of hurdles with respect to maintaining their NPAs and gross NPAs as well as the NIM margins. So I am very much negative on this sector. If you ask me what to do with ESAF small finance banking, I think hold it for some short term until unless he gets his cost back, and then rethink of holding the stock for long term.
Right. Thank you so much for that view. And quickly, Kunal, like rightly pointed out by Prashant, that he is not optimistic about the space in particular. And if I look at the charts as well, it has, I think Hemachandran has bought at elevated levels of 52 because currently it has dropped down to 34. So are you seeing any sort of bounce back or any sort of positive momentum there on the chart so that at least he can narrow down his losses there?
Yes, in a minor term trend, the stock is making higher high, higher low formation. So this is a pullback. Actually, the trend is pure negative. If we talk about the primary trend, it is negative. The secondary trend is also negative. So there is a minor term trend which is on the positive side. So momentum, a small momentum towards 39 to 40 levels can be seen. The stock need to trade above 40, then it can touch towards 42 odd levels. Not expecting the stock to go above 42. It will be very difficult for the stock to surpass 38 as well. If we talk about the volume on the negative side has increased. So a bit of exhaustion at this level has been seen on the seller side. That is why we are seeing some retracement coming in the stock. So pullback towards 39.40 should be an opportunity to take an exit.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much for that. And now we have Naveen joining us from Kanjivaram. Hi Naveen, good evening. Vanakkam.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening. Please go ahead. How can we help you?
So I am looking to invest in Star Health.
Okay.
Roughly 5 lakh rupees for 3 to 5 year period.
Okay.
I have my theory I see this as the lowest valuation among all private players listed in health insurance. I foresee either the consolidation will happen in this sector or this will get acquired by someone else going forward.
Okay.
Or they acquire someone smaller players and become bigger.
Interesting.
Both cases can happen. And then in last 3 years, if you see their revenue growth,
right,
it is like 40% CAGR. So they are growing their revenues. Their share price has been falling. Their price to earning, price to book is comparatively lower than all other listed players in health insurance. And we know as India is getting older from the younger country we have,
right,
so the business continue to grow and then the cost of health is getting up and up.
All right,
so
all right.
Go for bigger and better insurance.
Yeah, I understand. I understand your question and it's very interesting. Prashant, let me take this to you. Naveen from Kanjivaram wants to know whether this is the right time to enter Star Health at the moment and he's betting big on it. Insurances have been penetrating a lot and the space is getting highly competitive. How do you view Star Health from a long-term perspective and do you think it's a good idea to invest at the moment?
I think Naveen has done a lot of research in terms of why one should invest in Star Health. But for me, again, I am a bit negative on the stock, not negative on the sector, but very much positive on the sector and holding a negative view. As he said, the revenue is growing, profits are growing, but share is falling. So that is giving a lot of signal why the shares are not falling. There is some kind of aggressive sales momentum not seen in the Star Health as a business. For me, if you want to take my advice on the healthcare sector, one stock which is Niva Bupa Healthcare can be a stock for a long-term investment from the current levels. Or if you want to see on the valuations, New India Insurance Assurance company can be a stock. One can be alternative for Star Health Insurance. So overall, numbers are growing in terms of CAGR growth, but again, the performance in the share price is missing in the stock. We all know the reason. Again, the consolidation in the insurance sector, which is not bringing lot of presence in the Star Health Insurance. So for me, a bet more on Niva Bupa as well as on the New India Assurance and negative on the Star Health.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. And we are joined by Pradeep on the phone line from Bengaluru. Hi, Pradeep. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
How can I help you?
I am having 40 shares of Fiem Industries.
Okay.
Bought at 963 rupees.
Yeah.
Now, the stock price has more than doubled.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know whether I should hold it for a long term of another 2 years or should I book profits at this stage?
Okay. And for how long have you been holding this counter?
This Fiem Industries I am holding for around 2 years.
2 years. Okay. So you've made decent profits in 2 years of almost reaching 40,000 there with holding 40 shares. So Prashant, what would your advice be to Mr. Pradeep? Should he stay invested in it for another 2 years to make more profits, or should he be booking his profits at this particular time?
The answer is big yes. Continue to hold for another 2 years. He can get at least a decent 15-20% ROE again in the next 2 years. Overall valuation still looks very attractive. If you want to buy more at these levels, you can think of doing that. All the ratios, all the earning patterns and all improvement in the margins, everything is saying go on buy this stock and hold this stock for like long term.
Okay, all right. And now we have Murli calling us from Bengaluru. Hi Murli, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you very much for taking up my query.
Most welcome.
My wishes to panelists also.
Thank you so much.
Also.
Thank you. Please go ahead. Yeah.
My query is on GMDC.
Okay.
I bought 1,000 shares of GMDC in February 24. and at a price of 482.29.
Okay.
I'm incurring a good amount of loss.
Yeah.
And my point is, I invested in that. First of all, it is giving a good dividend. It's a state government undertaking of Gujarat in the main field, commodity, coal, lignite, and other, and they have a huge bauxite reserve.
Correct.
They are planning to exploit in the next 3 years.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So, keeping all these factors in mind, I bought it. But is it a better option to continue with the bauxite reserves going to get exploited for next 3 years, or switch over to Coal India, which is having a higher return on equity, low PE, and higher dividend yield?
Okay,
From
all
a
right.
2-3 years point of view.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's find this out. Prashant, our viewer Murli from Bengaluru holds 1,000 shares of GMDC, bought at 482. He's sitting on a significant amount of loss, tallying up to 75,000 rupees. He wants to know whether Coal India currently, from all the financial parameters and metrics, looks like an attractive bet.
On the valuation side, yes, that is available at a very better valuation when compared to GMDC. But again, I would be betting more on the GMDC based on the reason what he was saying with respect to bauxite valuations. So next 3 years, I think that would be the earning ticker for the company where it can the margins can improve and even the volumes can improve going forward. So overall, current valuations gives a very clear picture. The downside is very limited from the current levels. Only earnings has to improve. 400, 420 can be a range where he can keep on adding the stock for long-term investments. Ratios are improving. The margins are improving in terms of quarter on quarter. So my bet would be more on the GMDC rather than Coal India.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Now let's go across to a caller joining us from Vijayawada. Hi, Karthik. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, please go ahead with your query.
Ma'am, my query is regarding Vedanta, ma'am. Can I invest in Vedanta for next decade? I had gone through the share and I found that the total liabilities are more than the market cap.
Yeah.
By investing in Vedanta, is it safe bet or somewhat risk?
Okay, so you are planning for a long-term investment. So without wasting much time, quickly, Prashant, if you could talk about Vedanta as an attractive bet, because his time horizon is pretty long. It's 10 years. So what's your view on the counter?
In the right place right now, a consolidated all metal stock. If you see silver, copper, lead, zinc, aluminum, I don't know, all metals are in this company, and there is a good story of demerger going forward. I think there is a 1:5 companies which will be created very soon in next 6 months. So it's a great opportunity. Valuations are low. He rightly pointed out with respect to debt, which is almost like 1 lakh crore, and the market cap is around 1,80,000 crores. Yes, obviously, such kind of huge debt will have some kind of concern, but again, every dip has to be an opportunity to buy Vedanta to create a shareholders value going forward for next 2 to 3 years. 10 years is a great time. One can be in this company and create good wealth. So my advice would be hold, buy more on dips.
Okay, hold and buy more on dips is the suggestion coming on Vedanta. Now we have Srujana calling us from Hyderabad. Hi Srujana, good evening.
Good evening.
Please go ahead. How can we help you?
See, I'm holding L&T Finance shares.
Okay.
I'm having it for 110 units at the rate of 141 rupees.
Okay, noted.
So right now I'm sitting at a 41% of profit. I want to increase invest maybe around 50,000 in this.
Okay.
Can you let us know what is the price point which I can average?
Yes, for sure. Kunal, our viewer wants to know whether he can continue to hold and also add more shares. He holds 110 shares of L&T Finance, bought at 141. It is trading at 203. What's your suggestion for him?
So first of all, the stock has given a breakout on a monthly time frame. That is a really good sign. Talking about the volume as well, the volume has also increased. Then the volume participation increasing, which indicate that the buyers are there in the stock. Talking about the momentum fund, the RSI after pullback has again moved in the northern direction, which is again giving a good bullish sign. So overall, the setup is good. A momentum can be seen in the stock. Talking about the accumulation can be done near 180 odd levels. 180 will be the level where a stock buying can be seen as 9 EMA, 21 EMA is placed. So 180 will be the level for accumulation, and upward momentum can be seen towards 280, 300 levels in coming months as well.
Okay. With that, Kunal and Prashant, we've run out of time. Thank you so much for joining this edition of Ask Profit and answering all the queries of our viewers with so much patience and valor. And viewers, you stay tuned to NDTV Profit and continue to send in your questions on the WhatsApp numbers available to you. We have a lot more lined up for you right on the other side, so stay tuned.